Okay, so apparently, I'm going to start like this. I'm going to pretend and make believe, fake imagination, make believe that Jimmy Uso is a rogue heel, and he's starting a rivalry with AJ Styles by himself, no bloodline. And I'm gonna pretend that he isn't going back to the bloodline. And I'm gonna pretend that AJ Styles is his first singles rivalry. Because I did say, could have been AJ Styles, could have been John Cena. Could have been one of those two. Sensi. Here's the thing. That's what I'm pretending, but this is what's going on apparently. Apparently, Jimmy Uso and of course I still watch SmackDown, but you know, because yeah, I still wanted to watch it, but the show was kind of tainted because apparently, you see, the bloodline storyline is still very good. And in my opinion, I can't say of all time because I haven't been watching WWE, WWF my whole life. I mean, well, from it started, I have been watching it my whole life. But from it started, so I don't know what all storylines was there. But I could say for certainty that the bloodline storyline is a Hall of... They need to do Hall of Fame storylines. Or kayfabe rivalries. Well, 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 they still need to do that. But I guess, yeah, the bloodline should be a Hall of Fame faction one day. But yeah, you see, and speaking of the bloodline, you see, here's what I call factions, a group of people, whether it be 3, more, or even 2, that attacks former world champs and everyone else, attack everyone. And they beat everyone down, and they don't have to, I guess, but it'll help if they go after titles, tag titles, world titles, mid-card titles, when they get some good wins and what's not. Examples of this: Nexus, the Nexus, the believe it or not, the Core was that as well. The Wyatt family, the Shield, stuff like that. And well, the Bloodline. And the New Day started to be that for a bit, if you remember correctly. But stables, I would call people who don't attack people randomly, but they are in important storylines, and sometimes they attack people randomly, but they're not really known for doing that. Like, that's not how they started, and they don't do it enough times to be, known for that. Examples of this is the Judgment Day. The Cabinet. The should I say the authority? I think I'm going to say the authority. The authority, stuff like that. They might not be attacking people right, left, and center. Retribution is also a faction. But yeah, don't worry, I'll get to the retribution. Let me start by saying this though, in another video, but let me start by saying this though. I like retribution. Take that how you may. But that's another video. Stables. And then you got tag teams. Whether it's a bunch of people, 3 or 2, as a traditional tag team, where they don't do none of the stuff the stables and factions do, but they're a team. Generally and all that. So that's how I see stuff like that. Now, the Bloodline have the best story, one of the best story in WWE history of all time. Definitely a future Hall of Fame faction. Roman Reigns was in a faction of the Shield and he made his own faction, the Bloodline. Pretty good stuff. Now, here's the thing. Even though it's still a very good storyline, never get bad, it's a bit tainted for me now. Because apparently, Jimmy Uso is... They think it's a good idea to send him back to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. For Pete's sakes! Why would you do that? Everything that happened before, how Jimmy Uso, I've explained it before, didn't want